everyone. Thank you so much for the nomination and for your time. For those of you that don't know, despite the millions of times I've introduced myself while hosting GBMs or having reports, I'm Sydnee Rodriguez. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a second-year general psychology major with a single minor in sports and society. I'm your current education coordinator and your prospective vice chairperson internal. Recently, I've become quite obsessed with the concept of hamartias. One hamartia is something that makes them unique, a positive quality that takes them far. However, hamartias can also be considered fatal flaws, and archetypically have led to many downfalls. I believe that all of us have hamartias. For instance, mine is how much I care. Like, honestly, I'm pretty sure I created a world record for most tears shed at EVM in 1 year. But hamartias don't only apply to people. They apply to systems, organizations, and communities. I believe that AB Samahan's hamartia is how involved we are. We are one of the largest student-led organizations at SDSU, but we can drive people away that want to join our club on a deeper level because of how highly committal being a board member can be. Sometimes it seems like being on board means that you have to be everything. And while I see the value in taking all considerations before committing to something, I deeply dislike the idea of having to choose between something you want and yourself. What you want is a part of yourself, and I don't think being involved should be synonymous with losing your free time or holding the expectation of a mental strain. As your vice chairperson internal, my goal would be to increase support on an individual and fully interconnected level. Education, as a position, is arguably one of the most involved but least supported by other board members. This was a sentiment brought to my attention from my predecessors and that I found myself sharing with my future successors. While my top 4 was there for me for a lot of the stress of my events and auxiliaries, I often felt left out to dry from my other coordinators. This, of course, is nobody's fault, but it's important to acknowledge and change. For far too long, being an e-board member has been too isolating of an experience. One's task, their full responsibility, is their constitutional duties. We forget that we are not just people working for the same organization, but a community. A board that should not just focus on our individual tasks, but our collective goals. We can find ourselves treating each other more like coworkers than friends, and there must be support not just from top 5 to individual board members, but pouring out of and connecting all people. As your vice chairperson internal, I would like to change the board buddy system to be less superficial. Morale is not just about sending a nice text or grabbing brunch, but being someone's person, a pillar, being reliable, encouraging, and filling in as best as you can when they need it. The system will still be fun, but I will be overall more intentional in who gets paired and what we expect and in how to win. Moreover, I would like to expand board bonding events past just summer and winter retreat. The occasional dinner or post-EVM sweet treat can go a long way. Not only does this encourage a more tight-knit community, but it can also give us a break from professionalism. We can talk about our days, life updates, and even problems without the heavy time crunch of our 2-hour EVMs or the pressure of remaining a role model to our general body. While I'm really focused on the interconnectivity of our board as a way to bring us closer together and strengthen our foundation, I also think these methods would increase board accountability. Something I've watched eBoard struggle with is keeping people engaged with and interested in their board positions through the hard times both personally and academically. We are humans first, students seconds, and board members third, and it can be difficult to continually hold the balance amongst all 3. By having our board members invested in one another, we can set and uphold strong expectations without accountability talks feeling like lectures from top 5. My RA board has been monumental as far as progress. While we've made history with our FG 5 for 5, 40th FACN, and 55th High School Conference, we've also created strides individually. This year's board has brought me closer to people I would have never imagined and taught me so much about who I am as a Filipino American, a leader, and a friend. Past boards have often felt the need to minimize their number of positions on board, weary of groupthink or laziness, but we have shown hope in our future, expanding our size with pure belief that we can continue this progress. As your prospective vice chairperson internal, I believe that the best way to continue, while managing one of the largest boards in AB Samahan history, is to encourage our members to come at all tasks with a why, even tasks that may not feel like they need one. Choosing a theme, a grounding idea that guides each decision, makes the experience of being on board purposeful and personal. Entering this new year with all of these exciting candidates and new possibilities, my theme will be, how can you be anything without being there first? I hope that you will all let me be there for you, and I cannot wait to make history together. Thank you.